So today on Project Shop, we're going to be repairing some hydraulic issues I had with my 10,000 PSI double acting pump. We had a blowout on the hose, so I got a new hose. We're going to repair that, or replace that. And we're going to put the hoses back on the foot pedal, the automatic double acting pump. And I got some adapters and some fit-ins. We're going to take, these are the original hose from the jaw that I actually broke. And I'm going to take these fittings off of here, put these fittings back on there, and then I'm going to make an adapter so that this style fit-in, I'll just have a real quick coupler to add to this to switch it to this stuff, because I want to keep this as a backup for that as well, just in case something, this is actually acting up, the valve back and forth. I might actually have to pull that off and send it to my hydraulic buddy and have him rebuild it. This, I'm trying to figure out how this works. This is the hub. I'm not sure with the dump and the pressure. I'm not sure where you're supposed to feed it and how all it works. It came with this, but we might kind of play with that a little bit. This one here, I was actually using this the other day to chomp up those lights right there. I'm getting about 1,800 of those things, so I was trying to figure a way of condensing them down, and this thing was working great. I had the kid on the foot pedal, and I was just jamming this thing down in there and cracking that cast. We're probably going to take the hoses off of this one because it's the one I broke. See that? And I'll show you what I was doing. If you notice those videos where I was doing all those lights at the Publix, so those big old candy cane extruded aluminum, I was trying to condense this stuff down, and it was working great. I was just cutting through a bunch of them, but at first what I was doing is cutting this way halfway until it felt like it was getting a lot of pressure, and then I was releasing it and turning it and then cutting it again, and I probably did 20 cuts like that, no problem. And then I was like, let me just go ahead and send it all the way through in one shot, and I did about 5 or 6 cuts that way, and then all of a sudden it exploded. I didn't have it on. It would have been nice to have that on camera because that was pretty epic. And here's 2 reasons why I think this happened. First of all, these are not 10,000 PSI pieces of equipment. I'm pretty sure they're 5,000 because I got some new fit-ins for these, and they say 5,000 right on them. These fit-ins here say 10,000 right on them. And I looked at actual Hurst pumps, and they're like 5,000 PSI. So we're kind of sending it hard here with the 10,000. We're just gonna have to keep that in mind while we're running this stuff. And I am going to get a proper pump for this because my ultimate goal is to have this unit and the spreader unit on a cart with a pump, like a hand cart that I can put on my trailer or just pull out here. And then this one here is actually going to get mounted with a tool balancer right on here on an arm that'll swing around and either cut over here or cut over here, wherever you want to cut. You're going to have a shear right on there to cut up the copper. This one here is an experiment. I'm still kind of playing with it. It's locked up right now. That's why it's like this. I don't know if it's locked up in here or here, but we're going to release this and see if it's a problem with this. But this was, I forget what I paid for that. This was cheap. I actually paid about the same for this one as I did this single acting little thing. Oh, this is what I think happened, okay? So as you can see, I was cutting them, and you can see how that one's kind of like up on an angle. Look at this one. So what was happening is, like, one was digging in there and the other one was starting to shear up. So it was actually twisting the blade. And check this out. I was looking at how they made this. See that cup right there? I was wondering why that looked so clean when I picked this piece up. That's actually part of the cutter, right? They weakened it, and I think it failed right there. And when that failed, it kind of looks like it chipped back. You know what I'm saying? Like that broke first and that broke back and flew. I'm actually thinking about trying to weld that just to see if I can get it back on there and cut some shit. But I'm looking for new blades. This one here, I'm going to try to extend that, you know, but I could use that a little bit for now. you know. And then this one here, I'm gonna try to get this one going right now. And if it works, I'm gonna take the hoses off of this one right here, because this one's down for a little bit. And this has got the nice 10-foot hoses on it. So, oh, check this out. Got the rotator for the mill. You know what that is? That is one step closer to my diabolical scheme of having the ultimate copper recovery system. Oh, check this out. Look, more electromagnets. So I got 2 more just like this. I think the ones I have are exactly like these 2. I got this big fat boy. Might put this in the middle and surround it by these 4 and make a plate like this. Oh, about that size. Or something that'll fit down in a drum. And drop it down in there and mag out a bunch of crap. That'd be pretty sweet. Got this little indexer too. Tool balancer for the things. We're gonna try to set that up today. I got the protective hose. So we're gonna sleeve all these hoses today. So if we do have any more blowouts, no one's gonna get hurt. And it actually help it save it from chafing. Okay, man, she's working good. Got it all hooked up. As you can see, I got the adapter on there so we can safely go from 10,000 PSI to 5,000 PSI. All right, look, we've gotten even more safe by zip tying the button on, and we're gonna turn the pump on, and it's working good. Look at that. Dang. Okay, so the only problem with keeping this on and running it like you're supposed to with the valve here like this is the pump winds up staying in like a low flow mode, you know, the high pressure side, and it moves slow. If you control it with the foot pedal, when it stays in a low pressure side or the high pressure side and it's moving slow, if you release the pedal and then hit it again, it'll kick right into high gear. So I actually want to put a switch on. I want to keep that one way and then put an electric toggle switch on here so I can just play with it that way. But this thing's working good. I don't see any leaks. And I'm going to bring over here some strap and see if we can liberate some transformers. Man, this thing opens crazy wide. Look at that. That thing just looks freaking vicious, man. Okay, so that thing's actually working pretty good. Now, I tried to hook up this one, but the fittings are different and I don't have the right adapters, so I'm gonna have to go get some fittings for this. I wanted to hook this up and see how fast it ran compared to the other one. And I need to get a female to female for this. And then I fixed this, but the problem was this was loose. So when this backed off, it let that seal itself. So that's working good now. And what I was doing when that stopped working, I was cutting all this stuff up, condensing these down, basically removing that transformer. It actually worked pretty good. So I got a couple more over there. This system here is kind of slow. I was figuring this one might be a little faster. But this one here cranks and cuts that aluminum pretty quick. So to condense this stuff down, rather than beating it with a hammer, I'm just gonna cut them out. Okay, we got everything back on there. The stuff I bought for the hoses was actually too small to fit over this wide part, but I did get it on some of the hoses for the jaw. I'm gonna actually order more for this. I got everything tied up out of the way, got the pump back over here, and this thing's working out perfect because I want the single acting pump for the shear, and the only thing I got to do is take the quick connect off from up here and put it over here, and we're good to go. And it's operated by the foot pedal, so it's doing double duty. Unfortunately, I can't run them both at the same time, but we'll work on that. So I was wondering if swapping these around, if I was going to get my speed back, because when I blew the hose and I put this type of hose from the other double acting pump, I lost my production speed. The pump was actually straining to push the stuff through the hose and straining to release it back. Like, it was actually going so slow. When I would release this, it would hit this because I was moving too fast. But now, as you can see, everything's moving the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so another use for the little jaw. This was what I was doing the other day when it actually stopped working. There you go, we liberated the transformer. Now, what we're gonna do is liberate these pieces of #2 copper off the end of here, and you guys in the comments were right about this stuff. If you just stick a screwdriver right in the backside, it pops right out. I figured these might have been brittle. I was actually shocked how tough this plastic was. It, you know, if all plastic was made that tough, man, we wouldn't have shitty plastic, basically. But anyway, that came out pretty easy. Now we're just going to use the shear with the foot pedal and cut these. Doing pretty good. I think that's pretty good with single cable. And then now we're going to run it through the wire stripper. Alright, so ultimately when I'm done, this is basically how this setup is going to work. I'll have a cart where I can have this, either the spreader or the shear on a tool balancer. Now this one here is only a 20-pound balancer, so even though it's not strong enough to actually pick this up, it's putting 20 pounds on this, which is a huge difference. So I could sit here pretty much and move this thing around however way I'd like. What I'm eventually going to do is actually put like a roller here, so this could roll real easy back and forth whichever way you need to get down in there and cut or spread or whatever you need to do to get the job done. Hold on, let's check the PSI over there. Let me see this. Yeah, we're not breaking much. 2,000. No, not even. Cut right through it. So as long as we're keeping this around 5,000, it should be good. Let's see what a 2x4 does. Oh shit. Oh. All right, get a video of the pressure. It's not even getting to 2,000. Oh, there's 2,000. Oh. It's taking about 2,000 PSI to break a 2x4. Alright, so since this is a spreader, let's see if we can't spread some coil. Oh, we don't want to do that. Oh, man. Oh, nice. There's absolutely no logical reason to be doing this, but we're doing it. Oh. Let's see what we're at in pressure. 2,000, 2,500. Speaking of 2,500, coil just couldn't take the jaw, man. We're spreading shit over here. Man, it tore right through there. That's some pretty thick stuff too. Yeah. Think. All right, let's see if this one does the same thing. Go through the cut. I like that big old cutter in there. Oh, nope. Yeah, this is doing the same thing as the other one. See if we can limit it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, definitely need a bigger pump. That PSI goes up to. Man, that thing barely broke 500 PSI.